Let's all thank the wonderful patrons for supporting the channel. I can't show everything from the visual novel, so if you support me in Patreon, you will be able to watch everything from the old to the naughty. Also, don't forget to ring that bell when you subscribe so you'll be notified with future videos. Now, let's start the show!
Season has changed, it's time for adventure. Remembering the days that I'll forever treasure. You were always by my side over the years I've gone. Even after I've brimming past, my story's only just begun. Time or two that you've been feeling blue and deep inside. You've been lonely too, but I'll be there, I promise you. No matter what it takes, I know we'll make it through. You and I will reach our dream, a promise that we hold. Together we're the greatest team, stronger as we grow. You and I with hands untied, that unfolds. Always with the brightest smile, forever it's our body.
Everybody, my name's UkeKooki and welcome back for more Camp Buddy Scoutmaster season. Now a lot has happened on day 1 to 6, and now we're finally entered the route portion of the game. So now let's not waste any more time, so let's go and let's play Camp Buddy Scoutmaster season Goro route day 7. Let's go. Stretches. He's wet. Whoa! He's wet. Whoa! I have been greeted by glorious purpose in the jar, baby, sweetie, darling. Goro. Okay. You're up, Yoshinori.
Yoshi!
Good morning, Yoshi.
Good morning.
Morning too, guys. Wow, you... Looks like everyone really does get up early than me.
Well,
we figured we'd give our new inspector a better impression today.
Order up!
That, and I made everyone some hot cocoa and coffee. Hot. Jin here was up all night. As usual. Emilia sent me an angry email last night with tons of work, so I kinda wanted to get that over with. Oh, I hope it wasn't too difficult. Not really. It's database work, so it's more on the tedious side. Sounds complicated. Shouldn't you get some rest? I'm actually already done for today, sir. Now I can hang out with you guys before I go to bed. Yeah! Come, relax with us and have some breakfast. It's still hella early anyways. Oh, it looks like you're doing something fun though. Are you guys playing cards? Playing cards? Oh, these aren't playing cards. They're tarot cards. I'm trying to foresee what Sir Goro has in store for his future.
Really?
You can tell the future? What is this magic thing you guys are doing?
That's not true.
Not just that. You see, tarot cards are used to gain insight into the past, present, or future by formulating a question, then drawing an interpreting the cards. It's up to the individual as to what they do with knowledge seen on their path. Oh, that's interesting. So that's what you were talking about last night too.
Yep.
He did mine a while ago, and it was pretty spot on about my past. I was really surprised and kinda spooked at the same time. Slowly but surely, I'm starting to think Lloyd here is some kind of a leprechaun or something. Oh, would you like to be some Lucky Charms there, oh boy?
Hey!
A leprechaun? You could have at least called me a wizard. You're a wizard, Lloyd. No, you're a Lloydrecon.
Actually,
I've read a few books about tarot in the past as well, but it seems to have surged in popularity recently.
Yeah!
Yeah, people all over the internet love to get into discussion about the meanings.
Lloyd?
I'm curious, what did Sir GORO'S reading say, Lloyd?
Well,
After I drew the Hanged Man, Emperor, and Death, it sounded like Sir GORO will be undergoing some transformation. Really? The Hanged Man... Wait, is it upside down or right side up?
what?
Death? Does that mean Grandma's gonna die? Of something other than old age?
Aiden.
Cut out the ageism, Aiden.
No.
Don't be intimidated. These cards can mean positive things like readjustment, accomplishment, and leadership. Although the Hangman...
Stars.
According to the stars, although the Hangman usually depicts sacrifice, it can also mean wisdom or making the right choices. You definitely have some interesting developments in store for you, Sir GORO, and made some tough decisions too.
We can do it.
Be firm with your volitions, and you'll achieve your ideal happiness, or else it could lead to your ultimate regret.
Oh no.
Even though it sounds kind of vague, it still sounds grim. Is Sir GORO going to be alright? Well, I'll just take it all with a grain of salt.
I agree.
That's a good mindset for the whole thing. Lloyd kept foretelling the death one for me too, but I'm still alive.
Hey!
Hey, you never know. Maybe not for long. I'm gonna you all. Oh, Yuri dear, what brings you here? Emilia wants everyone in the campsite now.
Huh?
It's not call time for 30 minutes. What's going on?
I don't know.
I don't know, but she's already gathered all the workers. You guys should just go and see for yourselves.
Sheesh.
Sounds like someone woke up in the wrong side of the bed today, huh? I wonder what Emilia did to get on her nerves so early in the morning. I'd expect her to spaz over how a bunch of guys slept together. I guess knowing her, it is odd.
Either way,
We shouldn't kept the inspector waiting. Come on, let's get ready and head over.
Right.
Right. Here we go. Time for some...
Tisk.
Late, just like I expected. This meeting isn't even on the schedule.
Really?
Schedule or not, the management staff being the last ones to arrive is very telling. Whatever happened to this camp's oath about being prepared for anything?
Obviously.
I thought so.
Well,
We're here now. What do you want?
let's get back to business.
Ladies, please, let's just get to business.
of course.
I've gathered you all here today is to make a very important announcement regarding our productivity for the next few months. After that page turn sound effect sounds familiar. After my inspection and a meticulous review of everyone's progress so far, I have worked overnight to create a detailed timetable for the next few months. This new schedule includes every deadline for each aspect of the project.
Anyway,
Do note that these due dates are generously calculated, so I'm expecting nothing less than for everyone to strictly follow the schedule. Here are the instructions for each department head.
so,
These folders contain each department head's task, concerns, and a reminder of how everything should be done. Make sure to read and follow the details carefully.
now then.
Everything you need to know is in there, so I don't want to hear any questions later. I also expect you all to take my evaluations from yesterday into account.
Mr. Claremont?
Was invested a lot into this venture, so I'm sure we can all agree to show him nothing but the best.
I'm sure you understand.
No hard feelings, it's just business after all.
See?
I'm sure if we all approach this with a positive attitude, we'll achieve our collective goal. That's what we all want, isn't it?
Now then.
Now, for all the workers, grab a copy of the schedule
I
here.
apologize.
Forgive me for interrupting, Miss Komarova, but I've noticed that this schedule is similar to our previous one, but now includes extensive work over the winter season.
Yes.
Yes, it is. It has come to my attention that the original timetable included a large unproductive break of several weeks. I think it will be a waste of time to stop, especially since you will have already built up our momentum by then. If I may, the weather can get quite harsh during the winter around these parts. It could potentially be a hazardous environment for workers, and there will be additional costs for the necessary equipment to work in such conditions.
Don't worry.
But don't worry. The original schedule downtime has already been considered, and it shouldn't affect our targeted completion date. In fact, I've already consulted with Mr. Claremont and it was given this approval for the break.
Unless...
It was in the email chain you requested access to. Did you get a chance to read it?
Of course.
Of course! Yeah, of course I have! I mean, of course I have! It's my job to know all the details of the project after all. I only adjusted the schedule based on the issues that were made apparent to me yesterday during my survey.
Obviously.
It's common sense to ensure that there is plenty of time at the tail end of any project to allow for any setbacks, which was my main reason for the extended work period. But if you want to do it your way, then so be it. Just be prepared for stricter deadlines and less room for error.
So...
Is that all? We're wasting that precious work time right now with this meeting.
Excuse me?
Yeah, excuse me? Maybe we can move forward and discuss the specifics of the schedule?
How rude!
I would have if I wasn't so rudely interrupted. Anyway, I am left with no choice but to cede to the camp president's decision and will include this extensive break in our schedule.
Fine.
That means we need to get as much work done as possible before the season ends.
Move it!
Everyone should follow the instructions I've handed out today, but I will follow up with a revised schedule with stricter deadlines as Mr. Numero requested. I'll be checking on all of your progress at the end of the day. You're all dismissed.
Yoshi,
Oh god. Yoshinori?
Yes.
Yes, Emilia?
come on.
Come with me for a moment. I'd like to talk about something.
Oh.
Oh, alright then. We'll just catch up, Sir Goro. I don't like the sound of that. It's fishy. Sir Goro's like, Lovely weather we're having today, aren't we?
Yeah.
Can you believe we have found ourselves again at the same place? Emilia, just tell him that you like him already. If you have told me from almost 10 years ago, I wouldn't have believed it.
Honestly.
But I do have to say, it is somewhat comforting that this place is the same as it used to be, as unfortunate as that sounds. I'd always come to this spot so no one could find me, and I wouldn't have to deal with other people. Every day I spent here was miserable. Everyone hated me for just saying the things as they were. I know everyone was just jealous of my higher status, so the only thing they could do was to cast me out. I'm sorry, but is this what you really wanted to talk about?
Goodness gracious.
I was getting there. Am I not allowed to set the mood? Since when did you become such a buzzkill?
After all.
Well, I figure that since we're going to work so closely for the next couple of months, it would be nice to start fresh and catch up on a more personal level. This is a huge project after all. You're going to need my help. Think of it as me returning the favor. I don't want to let an old friend down after all. About that, Emilia,
Actually.
Sir Goro already assigned me to help him out with managerial duties. And then Emilia's like, dun dun dun, huh? I think the best way for me to improve will be to work in his department.
What?
Ah, I knew it! He's like, what? With that old man? So, you're telling me you're just going to let things run as they are, refusing my changes for the sake of the camp? My ears must be broken.
What?
Why?
And how can you grow and utilize your full potential as a future leader if you keep sitting on the sidelines? The Yoshinori I know aspired for greater things, and not allowing himself to be bossed around so easily.
Emilia!
That's not...
What's going on?
What's going on here? I thought the meeting was over.
Sir Goro!
Sir Goro,
Mr. Nomaru!
why did you adjust someone's position in the camp without my knowledge? Yoshinori was supposed to be under my wing, not yours. That's how I wrote it in the outline I gave everyone today. That decision isn't up to you, to only you, Miss Komorova. You need both mine and Yoshinori's consent as well.
I beg to differ.
But I'm the manager here.
Enough!
And I'm the president. My decisions are the final say for the camp. Even Mr. Claremont asked for my permission before making changes.
Fine.
Fine then. You should know that this is the last time I'll try and advocate for you, Miss Yoshinori. Don't come crying to me when something goes wrong later.
Emilia!
Emilia?
Calm down.
Leave her be. Things didn't exactly go the way she wanted today. With this incident, she's already earned a strike from me. If she keeps up this behavior, I might have to take further action.
I see.
Ah, very good. At least you stand your ground, Sir Goro.
Anyway,
The others are waiting for us to eat. Shall we go and join them?
Yes, sir.
Right, yes, sir. I have a feeling that after the 3 strikes, Emilia is pleading Sir Goro in the end. Like, no, let me stay.
Oh!
Oh, they're back, you guys. Over here, Yoshi and Gramps. Oh, look, looks like you guys are done with breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, your food's gone cold already. We were gonna wait for you guys, but everyone's kind of in a hurry.
Whoa.
We figured we'd show up for work early and now that we have an inspector.
Huh?
Why did Sir Goro follow you and Emilia? Did something happen? Dad probably just stopped her from shit-talking all of us.
No.
Yuri, it was nothing like that. She was asking if I plan to accept her offer about working with her for the rest of the project.
Huh?
For what?
Miss Emilia.
It seems to be partial towards Yoshi from observation.
Seriously?
I think it's just some excuse to get Yoshi to do her job or something.
Well,
Did you take her up on the offer?
actually.
No, I already promised I'd help Sir Goro with his admin task, so I turned her down.
Really?
How'd she take that? Not well, honestly. She got pretty angry. As always.
Yikes!
I can only imagine.
But
Luckily, Sir Goro showed up and took control of the situation. As soon as I arrived, I could tell she was trying to corner you. She doesn't seem to take rejection well, just like when I spoke up at the meeting earlier.
yeah.
Yeah, I can tell that lady does not like us at all. Her tone was very pointy.
Thank goodness.
Oh, thank goodness. It's not just me. Why did you even let her take charge, Dad? You've been in charge of everything this whole time just fine. I didn't expect that she would be going this far, to be honest. I wasn't informed that our inspector would also be getting involved in management.
I know, right?
Didn't even do anything. All she did was make a crappy schedule and then agree to go back to the one you made, Dad. Well, that was already 1 point. Perhaps Mr. Claremont directly ordered her to make those changes.
There's no point.
I doubt it. Like you said back there, he already knew about the winter break. She's just trying to nitpick and micromanage like she did yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand why she labeled the construction department as delayed in red ink and all caps. As far as I know, we were doing just fine.
Yeah.
She said the same thing to me yesterday too. It's why I was up working all night.
I'm so over it.
It's only her first day here and she's already crossing the line.
There.
Calm down, Yuri. I don't think we have to take everything she said so personally.
exactly.
We don't need to like her, but Mr. Claremont assigned her here for a reason. We have to trust his judgment.
Guys.
Let's give her the benefit of the doubt for now. We know at the very least that we all have the same common goal.
I don't know.
I don't know about you guys, but I have a really bad gut feeling about that Emilia.
I understand.
I understand your concerns, Yuri, but you have to work together for now and stay professional, especially since she was sent directly by our sponsor.
Fine.
Fine, I'll try not to snoop down at her level, and I'll prove we can do our job.
Don't worry.
And don't worry, all of you. If Emilia insists on handling things immaturely, I won't hesitate to reprimand her.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell her, Gramps. On that note, I think I have to get to work before Emilia thinks I'm slacking.
Bye.
Please excuse me.
I guess.
No! Jin, come back! I guess Dar and I better get to work too. I don't want to get marked as delayed again, right?
Bye.
Yikes!
Damn it! Emilia! Yikes! I just remembered I have to get the workers' room cleaned up.
See ya.
Gotta go.
Thanks.
Thanks for reassuring everyone after this morning, Dad.
See you soon.
I'm off to check on the workers. See you boys later.
Perhaps.
I guess that's our cue to get started as well, Yoshinori. In breakfast!
Yoshinori?
Was that the sound of concern?
Sorry.
I was just thinking about how Emilia reacted back there.
What's the matter?
What exactly are you worried about? And it hit us with the first ever choice of Goro route. So the correct answer is, I want us to enjoy this project. I want us to enjoy this project. Yeah, well, that's a top move, darling. Well, I want us to enjoy this project, sir. What makes you think otherwise? I feel like Emilia's not going to make it easy for us for some reason.
Don't worry.
Like I said to everyone earlier, You can count on me to put Emilia in her place if she gets out of bounds.
What?
I have no doubt about that, sir. But I had just hoped that going into the season, you wouldn't have to deal with something like this.
Thank you.
I appreciate your honesty, Yoshinori. And I know exactly what you mean when you say that.
However,
I need you to understand that I'm trying to change too. The Hangman, the Emperor, and Death! Or at least to be back up to how I was long ago. As Camp Buddy's leader, I should be able to do my job with patience and kindness, not with strictness and heartless professionalism. Yeah, like White Diamond!
I know you can do it.
I want everyone, especially you, to be able to trust and count on me again, just like you did back then.
Sir Goro.
Ah, the sentimentality! Don't worry. Cup your hand into his cheek. Don't worry, and just focus on the great work we'll be doing together for Camp Buddy. It'll be just like the good old days.
Just follow my lead.
Ah, and everything will be fine. Are they gonna dance in the future? Oh, if they're gonna dance, I'm gonna go, yeah!
Yes, sir.
If they're gonna dance, like Gomez and Morticia.
For the next few weeks, Sir Goro and I work side by side on our tasks.
Woo! Woohoo! Look at the stars!
I was pretty shocked at how different and mentally taxing management could be.
Mm-hmm.
But thankfully, Sir Goro didn't lose patience and guided me every step of the way until I was able to adjust. With Emilia pushing a tight schedule, the construction moved forward at a very fast pace.
I am a lumberjack and I'm okay. I sleep all night and wear women's clothing. Yeah.
Occasionally, Sir Goro and I would help Lloyd and Darius with their department to accelerate the progress, not hesitating to get our hands dirty.
Yes. Now this is what they call a leader, not a boss.
Everyone worked extra hard to meet the deadlines, and we managed to accomplish every target Emilia set for us. Seeing the frameworks of the new cabins at the expansion site, we could already imagine how different the camp was going to look.
Could you imagine the looks of the scouts?
In the evenings, we'd work with Jin towards the technological goals of the project, sometimes even joining him in his sleepless nights.
Just like, hello there. I'm not reading. He's drinking Red Bull, but nope. I'm not reading some BL. Nope. I'm here for work. Yeah, that's it. Work.
We had to relaunch our website and keep it updated to cater for online enrollments and job applications. From what Jin explained, he also managed to secure an internet connection and a security system for the camp.
And it's called?
Meanwhile, Aiden was swamped with chores as usual.
Oh, the booties!
Between cooking, laundry, repairs, and cleaning for a horde of workers, there was more to do than ever before.
Oh God, her big lady butt versus his big man butt.
Thankfully, because Sir Goro and I were handling most of the management, Yuri was able to focus on assisting Aiden.
With her butt!
I'm not exactly sure how helpful she's been, knowing how distracted she could get when she's around Aiden.
And her Betty's butt.
Although I'm pretty guilty of being distracted sometimes too.
So this is what Doctor Strange looks like when he's shaving?
Ever since Sir Goro moved into our cabin, I started to see his more casual and playful side. It took some getting used to considering he's my boss. On top of our other responsibilities, Sir Goro had me tag along to his meetings and appointments. With each one, I started to gain more confidence and learn from him. It made me realize how easy it is to take for granted how much serious, but not always exciting work Sir Goro does behind the scenes outside the camp.
I almost died
He
there.
never once complains about it though, and always gets everything done without concern. As we had expected, there were times when Emilia would criticize the way Sir Goro had been running things, making her grow more and more frustrated. I could see how Sir Goro was trying his best to control himself and stay focused on the task. The least I could do was always keep him company.
Hold his hand!
But even though our work could get overwhelming, he would always make sure we enjoyed the few peaceful moments we got to spend with just the two of us. It's what encouraged me to keep doing my best.
McDonald's, Ronald, and you. Finding love on McDonald's. Love ko to.
Feeling closer to Sir Goro made it all worth it. Before we knew it, a month and a half had gone by and the season was about to change again.
So,
Oh, we're back here. And that's the progress of the project so far, Mr. Claremont. I believe we've reached all the targets on schedule.
That's great.
That's great to hear. I'm glad to know everyone's still on track.
on that note,
If you need any more details, you can find them in the report we provided.
Excellent.
But before we conclude this meeting, I have other concerns that I would like to discuss with everyone.
oh,
What is it, Mr. Claremont?
Well,
Throughout the previous months, I received separate reports from our inspector. Everyone was like, really? I know that we've achieved our preliminary goals, but based on Miss Komarova's account, it seems that there were difficulties encountered along the way.
I'm sorry.
I don't think we were informed about this. Then this is the perfect moment to discuss these matters and ensure that we can move forward with this project positively. Miss Komarova, if you may.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing this up, Mr. Claremont. I believe these matters are of utmost importance.
Now then.
As the standing representative for quality assurance, I wanted to discuss some specific departmental concern that need to be corrected. Here we go again. Yuri.
Mr. Choi.
Let's start off with Mr. Choi. I found his reverse sleep schedule to be very unprofessional. He sleeps the whole day starting from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m., which are the peak productivity hours. There was no way for me to reach him in person to oversee his work. I admit that I was very unprofessional of me. I apologize for causing trouble.
About that.
If I may, I too was honestly concerned about this in the beginning, but despite Jin's schedule being different from us, he had no problems communicating with the rest of the team. More importantly, he completed all his deadlines with time to spare. I would know because I also watch over the progress of his department. Even so, it would have been optimal if he were accessible in the same time frame as everyone else. Not to mention that it's a potential health concern.
don't worry.
If it helps, I'll promise to change my habits from now on.
Anyway.
Moving on to the construction department. I have noticed inconsistencies with the time cards of Mr. Sirius and Mr. Najar. From my observations, it was mostly due to the unnecessarily extensive morning routines they partake in. Huh?
What?
What does that have to do with anything?
Karen.
She's nitpicking at this point.
Now then.
Moving forward, I suggest skipping these nonsense leisure activities and using your spare time to contribute to the project, considering we're in crunch time. It should be obvious that these routines are for health and wellness, not leisure, which I'm sure you'll agree is a requisite for labor-intensive jobs such as the ones Mr. Najar and Mr. Sirius have.
Are you out of your mind?
More so, it's entirely unreasonable to demand any person to commit themselves to business outside of work hours. That's just straight up unethical. Regardless of our schedules and routine, we all adjusted to each other and finished the work according to all the deadlines.
Yeah.
No one snooped around and called you out for your personal time.
Mr. Nomaru.
Which brings me to another... You know what? If they just speak out and what she has been doing, Mr. Clement will be like, oh, okay. Which brings me to another issue. Miss Numero's attitude problem. She's very hostile towards me, as you can see. I wonder why.
What?
Attitude problem? Why I... Yuri, calm down.
Mr. Flynn.
And you, Mr. Flynn, you continue to exhibit indecent and explicit behavior around the camp despite my previous warnings. This leads to distractions that only causes more time lost in the project.
Seriously?
How exactly do you think that has any serious effect on our productivity? And even so, the people working on the project aren't machines. You can't prohibit them from expressing themselves.
Finally.
And last but not least, Mr. Nagira. Oh no. You and Mr. Numeru completely disregarded the plan I had laid out, repeatedly performing tasks out of your scope like headless chickens.
What?
What?
How rude.
You refused to follow the schedule I made to maximize efficiency, only to blindly obey the whims of the camp president. Is this about a month and a half ago? Are you kidding me? At this point, she's just blaming them for things that they didn't do. Here we go. You're the one causing delays.
I disagree.
I'm sorry, but if anyone has been causing delays here, it's you. Ah!
That doesn't make sense.
That doesn't change the fact that you two have purposely kept me out of the loop. All because you're incapable of taking action without someone telling you what to do.
Enough.
You can keep ignoring every statement I make, Miss Komarova, but I will not tolerate this any longer.
Embarrassed.
These so-called issues you brought forward during this meeting have been completely irrelevant to the project, and quite frankly, not worth Mr. Clermont's or any of our time.
How dare you?
What? How dare you?
Silence.
I'm not done talking. Every single claim you've made, I've disproven with facts and rationally explained how ridiculous your arguments were. If anything, all of these are personal issues which are a direct result of you refusing to get along with your fellow co-workers.
For your information.
Personal? I'm the only one who's been professional here. Shouldn't you know better than anyone as the camp's leader that business is no place for emotional attachment?
No.
No, a good leader treats everyone with sincerity and respect, especially those who make the project possible. I have a great deal of experience leading groups of people even before Cap Buddy, so don't tell me how to do my job.
Are you out of your
And
mind?
how dare you call yourself a professional when all you've done is critique and never once lifted a finger to join in on the labor? So tell me, Miss Komarova, what credentials give you the right to tell me how to run my own camp? A gotcha moment, huh? Interesting. What's gonna happen?
Enough.
I've heard enough. I think we can all agree that each department has had its own communication issues that can be improved upon.
However,
Miss Komarova, it's apparent to me that you've been failing to emphasize with your co-workers, and it has led to high levels of tension in the project. May I remind you that as the inspector and the representative of Claremont Incorporated, that while your job is to critique and point our flaws, you should do it in a more supportive manner.
Miss Komarova.
As you've noted many times, the deadline is tight, and motivation is a key factor to ensuring completion. I am disappointed to be explaining all of this, as I thought a former alumnus would have understood these aspects better.
Hold on.
Mr. Claremont, I knew it! I knew Goro would put her in her place, and be like, no, please, don't kick me out! I knew that this was gonna happen! I knew it! My visual novel powers have been activated! Mr. Claremont, please allow me to explain.
That won't be necessary.
You've already explained plenty, frankly. I am even considering that it may be in even everyone's best interest to reassign your position.
Well,
Mr. Nomaru, it's your call.
I apologize.
I think we can all agree that this is just a simple misunderstanding that's been blown out of proportion. Outside of these issues, Emilia has done her job to do the best of her abilities.
Please.
If you would allow us to fix the communication problems brought up, I'm sure we can still work this out.
very well.
I'm glad that you're willing to resolve this amongst yourselves. Then that means Emilia will start talking to them? Oh, the Ice Queen is melting!
Anyway,
Regardless, knowing that everyone is on track, it's clear to me that you all have done an excellent job with the project so far.
moving forward,
I'm sure everyone here is well aware that we will be pausing this coming winter season. We're going to wait for the weather to pass to avoid any dangerous conditions that could harm the workers. Originally, we planned to jump straight into administrative tasks and other integration that could be done indoors. But after reviewing the project's progress over the last two months, I've decided that it's in everyone's best interest to take a few days off and let loose with a well-deserved break. With that being said, I took it upon myself to arrange a little getaway for the entire team. A getaway?
Huh?
Getaway?
indeed.
Yes, I'm sure it seems quite jarring coming off the events here today, but I honestly wasn't expecting such a back and forth. However, it was a part of today's agenda.
Great work.
To celebrate the completion of our initial object, we're gonna have a beach party! I thought it would be fitting to set up a celebratory trip. I booked an exclusive hotel for everyone to stay at this weekend.
Are you sure?
Mr. Clermont, your sponsorship has already done so much for us. I'm not sure if we should accept... Well, I believe it's important to unwind, especially after several months of hard work and... Emilia. Besides, I think it would be a great opportunity to team build and improve personal relationships, don't you think?
Please.
Use this trip as a chance to further get to know one another so that you can properly emphasize with each other once work resumes.
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course. Of course, sir. If that's the case, we'll do our best to meet your expectations. Thank you very much for your generosity.
Great!
Great! With that being said, I can schedule a shuttle to pick everyone up as early as tomorrow from camp, buddy. You have the entire night to prepare and pack up for your wonderful vacation.
Farewell.
If there are no more questions, then this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you again, Mr. Claremont. We'll take our leave then. Please excuse me. Oh, here we go. Time to comfort.
Emilia, wait. Can we please talk?
Finally, we're gonna listen to her in full sentences.
What?
I just want to know why you've been acting this way for months now.
Seriously? After you kept your mouth shut and let everyone gain up on me back there, you still have the nerve to attack me like this?
I'm just trying to understand you.
Understand me? I tried to get back in touch with you from the start, and you never once reciprocated.
Here we go.
Here I was, trying my hardest to help you in this stupid camp, but you didn't think twice about humiliating me in front of everyone.
But you were the one causing the problem, so that's your fault.
It's not true, Emilia. I was only trying to reason with you. We both know how hard everyone worked to reach our goals, but you still pointed out so many unnecessary things. Can't you just admit that you're making a problem when there isn't one?
I'm just doing my job. It's not my fault that none of you can accept how wrong you all are.
In what way?
Everyone kept cowering behind that sorry excuse for a leader who just keeps abusing his power.
In how?
That's not true, Emilia. Sir Goro was only trying to defend everyone from your criticisms. Everything he said had a point, and he even acknowledged all your efforts in the end.
Go ahead. Keep licking his boots. That's all you've ever done.
What about you and your high horse?
You know what? I'm done with you, Yoshinori.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought you were my friend.
You thought?
You've changed.
No, you've changed. Or no, maybe you stayed the same, and you never changed. No, Yoshinori, don't feel bad for her. Don't feel bad for her. Yoshinori, it was a trap! For all this time, I guess the tension and stress of dealing with Emilia finally exploded out of me. I do feel bad that I upset her as much as I did, but I couldn't keep doing nothing. It's a good thing Mr. Claremont was so generous to offer us a trip to bond together. Maybe we can help resolve our issues here. And after all those months of hard work, I think everyone could use a break. Woo! Woohoo! Eventually, we drove back to Camp Buddy and all began to pack for the trip. And thus, start! Ah! You know I like him in his robe. I'm not surprised she said all that. I think I may have upset her even more than when we were with Mr. Claremont.
It's not your fault.
Don't blame yourself for it, Yoshinori. Emilia's actions are her own.
What?
Still, you know what? Now that I notice, maybe Emilia doesn't have but still, maybe if I had stood up in the meeting, things would have escalated like that. Now that I take responsibility for it, how Emilia has been acting, I know something was bound to happen.
Embarrassing.
Unfortunately, Mr. Claremont had to see it, which was quite embarrassing. And I'll be honest, I already regret losing my temper back there. I said some pretty hurtful things. No? You were only trying to protect us. Is that a top choice? The correct answer is I would have done the same.
Sir.
But I honestly would have done the same, sir.
Unbelievable.
I just couldn't let her keep berating everyone, especially you, Yoshinori. I don't care what her opinion of me is, but knowing how hard you've worked, I wasn't going to stand by while she disrespected you like that. Like a good top to his bottom.
Sir Goro.
Sir Goro.
Regardless.
Still, I regret stooping down to her level and fighting with her about everything. If Mr. Claremont hadn't stepped in, I wouldn't have realized how uncomfortable you and everyone else were.
So,
That's when I knew I had to steer things in a different direction.
Huh?
Is that why you let Emilia stay? Partly. I know most of you spent time with Emilia back when she was a scout. I stopped and thought of what you would have done in that scenario. Emilia was only trying to prove a point from her perspective, and she must have reasons for the way she's been acting.
Honestly.
And if there's anything I've learned from you and the scouts, removing her would only causing resentment when we will still resolve things together.
I see.
Yeah, apparently, let's say you have this one freaking pimple, but you know it's very annoying, but then again you were like, no, if you take out the pimple, it'll just cause more problems to the skin, so you're gonna leave the pimple there and let it die on itself. Maybe this wouldn't have happened if I just worked with Emilia from the start.
Nonsense.
Don't say that, Yoshinori. I'm very grateful for the last few months we've worked together. I'd stand by that decision no matter what. I just need to ensure that Emilia doesn't continue to bring out the worst in me.
I guess.
Maybe this getaway Mr. Claremont offers is the perfect way to get rid of the tension and loosen up some.
Exactly.
I'm actually looking forward to what this vacation has in store for us. Gah! These suitcases sure are heavy!
Well,
I told you to let me carry them for you.
Thank you.
For carrying mine then, Aiden.
No problem.
Yeah.
whoa!
Whoa, you guys already packed?
Oh, yeah!
Heck yeah! You guys don't even know how excited I am for this trip. It's been so long since I went on a vacation. Why do you have your sucking face?
Actually?
The last time was at the beach.
Oh,
Oh, we actually went to a beach too with the scouts not too long ago.
Yeah.
But that was like a work trip. This time we won't have any responsibilities. And that's basically never happened before. Oh, and we did something in the tent, so you don't want to know about that.
Exactly.
That's exactly why I agreed to Mr. Claremont's offer. We couldn't pass up the chance to bond like this.
Actually.
I'll be honest, the only outdoor vacation I've ever been on was at this camp.
Well,
We're booked at a hotel though, so I'm sure it'll be like a staycation at least. You'll be comfortable with that, right?
yeah.
I guess.
Don't worry.
Don't worry, Jin. I'm in the same boat as you. I've never been on a trip like this before. We'll both be like headless chickens. Gah! Whoa, I love your nightgown. Can I have it? Please?
oh!
Oh, let me help you with that suitcase, Yuri. Gah!
Whoa!
What's up with all the luggage, Yuri?
Actually,
This is for me and Dad. I always pack for him during trips with like this, or he'll forget something. It's not that I forget things, it's more that I only bring what I need.
oh yeah?
Remember when we went to the beach last summer and you kept asking me for your razor? You were so cranky you didn't get to shave that morning, especially before you got your coffee. Did you really have to share that with everyone, Yuri? Yes, to make a point! And besides, we don't need to pack as many essential things. Usually, hotels provide them, don't they?
You know what they say.
Better to be safe than sorry.
I wonder.
It makes me wonder what kind of hotel it is. Mr. Claremont didn't really give us any details. Yeah, what are we supposed to pack even?
Well,
I'd make sure and pack some cold weather clothes. It's getting a little chillier lately and winter's coming really soon. I just hope there's a Wi-Fi connection there. That's all I need to survive.
Jin?
Where's your sense of camaraderie, Jin? There's no better connection than the connection through real life experiences with your friends, am I right? right? Yeah. According to the power of the cards!
Cringe.
Hey! According to the power of the cards!
Hey!
Hey, I'm being serious!
Oh.
Of course, Mr. Serious. Black.
Hey!
Hey! Oh!
Hey!
Hey! Oh!
Don't worry.
I guess I'm just not used to having friends to hang out with. But I promise I'll try not to spend the whole trip on my phone or computer. But I can't help it! GLaDOS! Get me out of here! I'm just glad I don't have to hear Emilia boss us around for at least a couple of days. And Emilia's in the window like, How dare you! You guys have no idea how much just her voice has been irritating me for the last few months. Oof. Trust us, we know. Is there even a chance of her getting along with us like Mr. Claremont asks?
you see?
It's not even about getting along. She's just a flat-out bitch.
Calm down.
Now calm down, dear. This trip gives us a good chance to unwind after all the stress from work. Honestly, though, I thought she'd be a lot less aggressive in front of Mr. Claremont, but she didn't even think twice about calling each of us out like that. She's so business-minded she couldn't care less about her feelings. I bet that was the ugly side of a Capricorn talking. But that explosive attitude sounds like something an Aries would do. They can be control freaks too. She's neither. She's just mean. Maybe she's just a little bitch.
I'm so over.
I'm already at my wits' end with that girl. I don't think I will ever be friends outside of work.
What?
We don't have to be friends with Emilia, but we don't have to antagonize her either. We just have to learn to not take her personal remarks seriously and focus on our jobs.
I swear.
But if she crosses the line like that again, I'm not going to hold myself back anymore. I'm just relieved you said something back there, Gramps.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was so satisfying. That was so satisfying. In my head, I was like, yes, yes, get her, Dad. Get her, Jade. Get her, Jade.
Thanks.
Well, Sir Goro really saved our butts.
Wait.
You mean you all weren't intimidated by me?
Definitely not.
No way. I'm glad you put Emilia in her place.
Thanks.
We appreciate it. You only really said what we were all thinking, sir. But still, I'd rather you all hadn't seen that.
I guess.
That was first. No, I guess that was the first time you've raised your voice like that around us, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, he never got angry, even when we were scouts. You guys should have seen him over the last few years then. He was the stiffiest and scariest guy I've ever met. Did you really have to bring that up, Aiden?
Really?
It's so hard for me to imagine Sir Goro being strict. He's been cuddly and gentle with me ever since I first met him. Oh, then you could have been there on the first part then. You would love him more. But now I get it after seeing it up close and personal. It was kind of hot. Oh no! No, Jin! Dude! No, you're into biddyism. He's a masochist. Why are you such a masochist, darling?
Don't worry.
You guys should have known that someone like Emilia wouldn't get away with causing trouble with Dad keeping his eye on her. She's lucky Dad's way past his gangster days. Or else she would have been taken down.
What?
I'm sorry, what? Yuri, I told you never to bring that up. What is this gangster days you're talking about? Is that why you had the long coat? Is that why you were once a gang leader or one of the gang members? Are you from a mafia? Is there something you'd want to tell us but you're not telling us? Wait, don't tell me you're a hitman or something back before camp, buddy Gramps.
Yeah.
Okay, now that's actually scary. Thug life. Don't get carried away, all of you. I just happened to be mixed in with the wrong crowd during my younger years.
Actually.
By wrong crowd, he means a biker gang. Oh! Oh my god, it's a biker gang. Does he have a tattoo?
Whoa!
A biker gang?
Not at all.
It was more of a fraternity. It's not as bad as you're all imagining.
Really?
How have you never heard of any of this?
Well,
It's far in the past, way before Camp Buddy was around. There was never a reason to bring it up, and I don't think it's something to be proud of either.
Oh.
That explains all the leather. Jin is like, oh, so that explains all the leather.
I know, right?
But don't let him downplay it. He was actually their leader too. I knew it.
Wow.
Oh, so that's what he meant back at the meeting.
Whoa.
Gramps was the #1 tough guy in a group of tough guys. That's crazy.
Dope.
Top dog.
whoa.
There's all so much to take in.
I don't think so.
I don't talk about it for a reason. I can't imagine the scouts would appreciate knowing their leader was once not a good example. And like I said, I have long put that behind me.
Dad.
You shouldn't be ashamed of it, Dad. All of us think it's cool, right? Right, guys? Why are you insisting on this, Yuri dear? You weren't even born then.
That's right.
Exactly! You barely tell me anything about it. You all deserve to know.
No.
No.
Come on.
He's blushing! He's blushing! Come on, Dad. Let it go, Yuri. Graham's face is already red.
Okay.
Well, if that's all we're getting, then I guess I'll go ahead and do my night routines. I've spent enough time chit-chatting.
Oh.
Oh, right, I have to finish packing too.
Let's go.
Let me help.
Hey.
Hey, don't change the subject. Go, Daddy!
Yuri.
To your room, now. Yes, Dad!
Wow.
Can't believe that word, Grams. Daddy mode on. Daddy mode on. And Jin is still like, Daddy mode on.
Hot.
Ah! Jin! Boy! The sweet boy! I think I have a new kink. Puta Jin!
All right.
There we go. I think I'm fully packed. Do you... Is that loose? No, it's not loose. I'm just seeing things. Do you need any help checking your bag, Sir Goro?
That's not necessary.
No need. Yuri already handled it. She's so excited she couldn't even wait to start loading up all her stuff.
However,
Although I don't blame her. I'm just as ready for a vacation where I don't have to worry about any responsibilities.
Yes, sir.
Me too, sir. It'll be fun even if it's just for a few days, especially after how busy we've been. I know we've been able to spend a great deal of time together working, but this is the perfect opportunity for us both to focus on enjoying each other's company. Just pure quality time with each other.
Sir Goro.
Wait. Is that Jin? Wait, why does it sound like a Kwan, like an old keyboard? Wait, do you hear that?
Jin?
You're not trying to work before the vacation, are you? Ah! No! Oh, God! I'm so sorry, was my keyboard too loud?
Oh.
Oh no, I'm not working either. Although I guess technically you could say that I'm working on something.
Yoshi?
Is that side? It's that side thing we started? Side thing? Side thing we started, Yoshi. I've never had the time to get back to it since we've been so busy lately. It sounds like you two have been having a great secret affair. Having a secret affair, huh? I wish! I wish!
Ah, right.
Oh, right. I didn't get to tell you that Jin and I were working on this little website project, sir.
Oh?
What's it about? Pornhub?
Actually,
We're transcribing Yuri's journal, and restoring the photos for a blog. Jin's doing most of the work, though, and since I'm notoriously bad with anything tech-related.
That makes sense.
That sounds interesting.
oh,
Oh, if you're not too tired, Sir Goro, why don't you help Jin finish up tonight?
Alright.
I don't mind. The more hands, the better, right? Jin! That's not the thing he was talking about!
come on.
Let's get on his bunk and work on tonight's entry. Wait, is it finally happening? The man in my bed? I've been dreaming of this for whole my life. Ah, another minigame. Photo restoration, another one. Okay. I see hair. His tie? Cracked eggs. The fruit. Not the shoes, right? Oh, it's the axe! What the hell? The stump. His baby. Nope, not that one. These shorts. Socks? I need only 30 seconds left! Goro's shoes? What about his shoes? It's black! Oh my god! Goro's shoes is good. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Ah! 1, 2, 3.
Ah!
Ah! It didn't budge. Man, how can I make a campfire if I don't even split wood?
Weird.
I don't know, Yoshi. Shouldn't you be doing something else for today's badge activity? I mean, this looks really dangerous. You've missed and sent the axe flying about 3 times now. You lose both of your legs before you get a badge. Well, it's not just for the badge. I saw Sir Goro chopping trees over there, and I thought I could help. Also, I thought it was super cool. His really huge muscles can take down trees like they're nothing. Like, oh, so that's what this is about, huh? You got a crush on the camp president. What?
There you are.
Ah, there you are, boys. Now there you boys are. I've been looking for.
Yoshinori.
Where'd you get this axe from? The shed.
Ugh, yikes.
Uh-oh. You're trying to split wood, are you?
Yes, sir.
Listen.
Look, I know you want to help around the camp, Yoshinori, but this is not a job for a scout. Also, shouldn't you all be with the other scouts for the badge activity?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, sir. I also thought a woodcutting badge would be cool. Ah, look at him. Well, you're not holding the axe the right way. Here, let me show you.
See?
You need to have a stable base, preferably a stump. Larger than the rounds you're going to be splitting on top of it. Not only will that give you a good flat surface to work with, but your axe will also have a place to dig into.
Furthermore,
You're going to break your blade if you keep splitting wood directly in the ground. Oh.
all right.
Clear a spot around you. Spread your legs. Hold your axe like this. Raise your arms overhead, extending them high with a straight body. And swing! Wow. Hollywood Boulevard!
Wow.
That was so freaking awesome, Sir Goro.
Well,
Well, want me to teach you?
Of course.
Do I ever?
here.
Come here then. I knew it!
Plan where you're going to aim by looking for cracks, so you can align yourself with them as your target.
Lloyd is like, oh!
Avoid knots and twisted grains. Instead, aim your blow near the edge of the round, but not at the very center.
Okay!
Oh, so that's why no matter how hard I was hitting it, it wouldn't split.
Splitting wood is not just about strength. You need good technique and posture too. You should stand with your feet shoulder width apart, so that you won't hit your leg after a swing.
So that's how it feels.
Then hold your axe near your waist. One hand on the base of the handle, palm facing toward you, and the other hand at the neck, palm facing away, thumb next to the axe head.
Next to the asset. Are you teaching him how to properly hold an axe?
During your upswing, extend your body like I showed you earlier. Raise when you deliver a forceful downswing. Concentrate your vision on your target, all the way down to the base. During your upswing, extend your body like I showed you earlier. Raising your toes up a little, while sliding your other hand down to the handle to gain momentum. Bend into a squat, adding the weight of your body to the force of impact.
Yoshinori cutting down a tree.
Face as red as a strawberry.
Oh.
Cut it out, you guys.
Yeah, cut it out. That's not how it works.
Now, give it a try.
Okay.
Whew.
Woo, okay.
All right.
On my count. 1, 2, swing.
Ah!
Ah! I did it!
See?
It's pretty easy.
Wow.
I want to try too.
How about
You want me to hug you also?
Really?
Does this mean you'll let me split wood now too, Sir Goro?
okay?
Sure, but only when I'm supervising.
Yes.
Yes! His eyes like, yes! Yes! Thank you! Yay!
Understood?
6 in the morning sharp. You'll come with me and we'll chop wood together.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Do-do-do-do-do.
All right.
Alright, his entry is done, but I can't believe it's already past midnight. We didn't even notice how long we were working on this. I can see how you struggle with the concept of time, Jen. It doesn't look like he struggled tonight. And this is the first time I've seen him asleep at night. Let me just tuck him in, then let's get off his bunk. You're acting like a Scoutmaster even now, Yoshinori.
Really?
Am I? I guess Jen could be a camper.
I agree.
True, but regardless, we should get some rest too. We have a long day of travel ahead of us tomorrow.
Good night.
Right, night, sir. Kiss!
Good night.
Night, Yoshinori. Kiss! Kiss! It's snowing! It's snowing!